on Book Chat this morning on Wake Up Nigeria, we have Miss Tundun, an early childhood educator with 12 years of experience igniting joy in children across Africa. Her debut picture book, Ayoka, vividly captures her childhood in the vibrant heart of Nigeria. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Oh, this is such a lovely book. Reading it just makes you happy. And
yes.
Do you know the funny thing? Just looking at Ayoka herself just makes you happy.
Yes.
The joy and all. Wow. What inspired Ayoka?
Okay, so in my journey over the past 12 years, I've had the privilege of working not just in Nigeria, but also in North Africa. And most times we don't really have books that represent us. Most times we read books with foreign children, foreign environment, and our children are lost. You know, when they open books and they want to read, they don't see themselves in the books that they read. So we actually have a lot to do in releasing books or having more books that carry that carry us, that's African, that is Nigerian, that speaks about us. And so that was my main inspiration in writing the book.
Wow, this is actually a beautiful book. Kudos to your publisher, it was well done. And the pictures, who drew this?
His name is Sheol Ikudaisi, he's the illustrator of the book. He did a fantastic job.
He
brought the story to life.
Yeah, he brought it to life.
Yes,
he
brought it to life.
Okay, so tell us about Ayoka. She has 3 siblings.
Yes, so Ayoka is actually my Oriki. And it means one who spreads joy all around. And like you were saying, that when you look at the book, you can already begin to feel the joy. So that is really my goal. My goal is that when children pick up this book, when their parents pick up the book to read to them, there's this joy that you just feel. And that's what influenced the cover of the book.
It's lovely. It's lovely. So her siblings, why did her parents take her alone and not the siblings on the trip?
Yeah. So basically, it was trying to tell the story of Ayoka and her family, her siblings, her parents, her grandparents, and her dad was going to spend some time. You know, sometimes it's good to spend quality time with your children, and it's also good to have alone time with each kid. So that's the inspiration behind her dad taking only her across different beautiful places in Nigeria. And also there was an intentionality of her dad taking her, not her mom, because it's also very dads are very important in the lives of their children.
Absolutely.
Their presence is very crucial, right? So I intentionally wrote that, like, the dad taking her around these beautiful places in Nigeria just to encourage our dads, you know, to spend more time with their children.
So the story, the fact that you had a way of encouraging reading, you talk about art, so many things that interest children. So a child says something and goes, oh, that's the one I like.
Yes,
there's something here for almost every child to identify with and key into. Because that's usually the thing with children. When there's something they anchor in a book, it increases their interest in reading even more books. Then I love what you did with the culture as well, exhibiting different cultures, talking about different places in Nigeria. You mentioned a few places as well. And the pictures, as always, by Mr. Ikudaisi. So well done. This spread made me feel hungry, I'm going to admit. So this one is about African dishes. And it made me feel like, my goodness, I want to dig into the amala. Just take a look at this. It looks so nice, so nice.
Yes.
So with Ayoka, it looks like you have the intent to do more of these books. What should we expect from you, Tundun?
Okay, so Ayoka is going to be going on more adventures, exploring different other countries in Africa, and also like a deep dive into the different regions in Nigeria. Like I was saying, this book was too small to really capture all of the beautiful places and the beautiful culture of Nigeria. So there will be more coming. So it's a series, and this is the first in the series. So there will be more coming after this.
Okay.
So watch out. Stay tuned for more books.
Now, you as an educator, what have you observed about the reading culture of children, especially in Africa?
Okay, I think, funny enough, I was at an event yesterday evening, and we're talking about books, and someone mentioned how children nowadays are always on the screen, right? So it's like we are beginning slowly losing the reading culture. So my hope is that Ayoka will inspire children to read, more, and also inspire parents to also read to their children. So it's a picture book. And so the beauty of picture books is that children that are not even reading yet, they can also flip through the books because they see the images and they are attracted by the images.
Yes.
And then their parents can read to them the words in the book as they go. Another thing is that I try to also, like you said, input a lot of things that children love to do.
Yeah.
So one of the things we do as a teacher also is that there's a theme that we usually cover in school called All About Me, right? Which was also one of my inspirations in writing this book. So when you teach All About Me, children get to talk about themselves, right? So this is a book that will also inspire children when they are learning all about me. They can pick up this book, read it, and they are also inspired to talk about themselves. At the last page of the book, we have questions that will help you to create your own book.
Yeah.
So that's something I added also to make it more interactive, right? So you're not just reading. When you finish reading, you get to then create your own book, which encourages you to read more, right? So reading culture, yeah, we have a lot to do to start to ensure that that culture doesn't die by ensuring that we create our own books that show our own places. Like if you flip through the book, you can see even Ikoyi Bridge, Link Bridge, which is a lot of children know Ikoyi Link Bridge right now, right? So when you go through that book and you see places that you recognize, it encourages you to read more. So we can help the reading culture in this part of the world by ensuring that we have more books that represent us as a people.
Okay, so Miss Tundun, what's your full name? I'm curious because I know you're trying as much as possible to ensure that the children, you keep it simple for them, though.
Yes. Okay. So my full name is Olatunde Osoyin. I'm popularly called Miss Tundun by children. That's my name that children call me.
Now, your 12 years as an educator, I can tell you've garnered a lot of experience. What would you say has been the most challenging experience so far?
Okay, so I think my most challenging experience has been getting parents to really understand the power of childhood. There's a popular saying that we say that the mind, it's scientifically proven that the mind between the ages of 0 to 6 is in a stage called absorbent mind, where children, literally, the mind is like a sponge and they absorb everything in their environment, everything, right? So getting parents to really understand what the mind needs and the brain needs at that time is not really about rote learning. It's not really about learning how to count 1 to 100 or cramming things. What children need at that stage of development are sensorial experiences. Because the brain at that stage can only learn through sensorial experiences, the touch, the eyes, the sight, the smell, and all the 5 senses. So really getting parents to that level where they understand and they partner or support teachers and schools to really do their work. Because a lot of times I think parents are under pressure, right? And they want, I want my child to be able to do X, Y, Z because Miss A's child is doing X, Y, Z, right? And they don't understand that you have to allow the child develop. And the beautiful thing about it is that from experience, I've seen that children will always attain developmental milestones.
Absolutely.
Once they are placed in the right environment that supports that development. So I think one of my biggest challenges has been really getting parents to understand the importance of this stage of development and what they need to do, how they need to help the child to really develop as the child ought to.
That's amazing. What about the highlights?
Oh,
the highlights. Talk about challenges.
The highlights.
I can imagine you have so many highlights.
The children. I've always loved children. I've always wanted to do this, right? So it's not something I just stumbled on. It's something I've always wanted to do. And so the children for me are the highlights. And one of the reasons why I wrote this book is because when you read to children, it's such a powerful time. There's a bond that you build. There's so many things that can happen from that time where they just sit around you and you read to them. When I was doing a reading because I've done a reading of this book a few times now to children, the kind of conversations that came from reading to them was amazing. Like the very first time I read to kids, like you were mentioning earlier, that all their names are like from A, starting with A. A child said to me, this is the A family.
Something you probably didn't think of when you were writing it.
I didn't think about that when I was writing it.
See, I must say a big thank you to you, Miss Tundun, for not just the inspiration, but for going through with writing Ayoka. It's a beautiful book. Well done.
So much.
Well done. All right, at this point, we have reached the top of the hour. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.